Hello, my people. Hello, 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 hello. How are you this evening? Let's play the last one. Masi. But it makes sense to eat with a masi, but you can eat it with other things. Because I know when I was younger, we used to eat umpokoko with other things too. We never used to eat it. We never used to eat umpokoko only with amasi. We ate it with other things. We ate it with meat as well. And I'm saying this, I ate umpokoko with meat. We were never really people who eat rice. So it was always maize meal, sorghum, millet, or mixture of herbs, mifino, etc. Yeah. So yeah, if guys you have questions, please feel free to raise your questions here. I still have some willingness to answer questions. My maternal surname is Rapapa. I was told it means father of bread. Oh, really? Was it your family telling you this? Was it your family? Because Ra obviously is father of, but the word Papa, it could mean many other things as well. Just it doesn't have to be pap only. It could mean other things. Unless then your family is the one saying this, then yes, they are correct. Yes, umpokoko is uphuthu ngesizulu. Uphuthu ngesizulu. Then if it's your family, that you take that definition. Is the Sotho surname Tsiu of Kwe origin? Let me tell you something about the whole Kwe thing that people misunderstand. You can derive almost any word in any South African language in Kwe. You understand? Any word, even my name, you can go to Kwe languages that are, because Kwe languages are not isolates. It's not like these linguistic isolates. No, they're actually, at some point, they are, you can relate them back to like an older form of the languages we speak today. So, Tsiu, I don't know what it means, because I'm not very highly fluent in Sesotho. But in Kwe, you can easily find a cognate for that as Tsihu. You understand? So I think people, because they are unfamiliar with Kwe languages, they think it's these complicated languages. It's not. In Kwe languages, what you need to understand is prefixes. Kwe languages works a lot with prefixes and also suffixes. Understand what those things are there for. You see, I'll give you an example. When I greeted you, my brother, I said "ka." Ka is a word you also find in Kwe languages, especially like your core languages. For siblings, they use the word ka. Do you understand? But now, because these languages are very big on gender, so to specify gender, they will add something like some kind of a suffix. So you'll then end up saying to a male, hasab. You see, now that sub may sound unfamiliar to someone who's not familiar with these languages, but that sub which you find in the word kasab or kasab is the same as you find in other languages, like Nguni languages, where you have names like Changa se, Sotondo se. That se at the end, is literally the same thing. Changa se. It's literally Changa seb or Changa sab. It's just that in Kwe languages they put the small b to signify masculinity. They use that. So it's not like these Kwe languages are these like strange languages. No, you can you can almost link any Kwe language to any language that exists in South Africa today, and I mean to any. I want to show you a woman. You see this lady here. This woman here. This is Umama Manqindi. This is a woman called Manqindi. Hey, move here when man. This is a woman called Manqindi. She's from the Eastern Cape, She's a descendant of the sun rainmakers there. She's Kwe. She's a rainmaker. In fact, I have a picture of her. This is her again here. I have a picture of her this one time dancing at the cave. I don't think I have it here. But her ancestors were rainmakers there in the Tsolo district of Eastern Cape. You see, they were literally rainmakers. I'll show you some of them actually. Some of the rainmakers of KwaXolo. If I can find the picture quick enough, I'm gonna look for it. So her name is Umanqindi. These are some of the rainmakers of Utsolo. These are some of the rainmakers of Utsolo. May you give an interpretation of KwaSomgxada. Somgxada is a name. Somgxada is a name that was given to a white guy called John Benny. John Benny is one of the early white people who were like writing isiXhosa down. So the area like of Alice and even University of Fort Hare, so it's called KwaSomgxada. Somgxada, you see. Now, that was his name, Somgxada. He was given the name. Now, what does the name Somgxada itself mean? Well, you just need to get the word Gxada, I think maybe he had a horse. I think he had a horse. For research purposes, I'm available by email. Or you can inbox me and then we can talk. I've had a couple of people who have consulted with me with research stuff. So Somgxada then, it's a name that comes from the word Ukuti Gxada. Gxada means is to pay a hasty visit, to go quickly at a place. Gxada. It comes from the word Ukuti which is a sign of a huge stride, to walk fast, who's always moving in between places. So that he was given the name Somgxada then. John Benny was given the name Somgxada. That's like Alice and also where Fort Hare University is. A lot of Europeans were given indigenous names. I think that's also another part of our history that is never spoken about. A lot of Europeans were given indigenous names. But let me first answer the questions. Yes, Nelson Mandela attended the University of Fort Hare. He did. I've inboxed a couple of times, no response. Please, maybe maybe try and inbox again. I'll look for it, because sometimes they are filtered out. The inboxes, they are filtered out. So there are a couple of Europeans who had indigenous names, like Harry Smith. Harry Smith, he had an indigenous name. He had a Xhosa name, by the way. We gave him a name. His name was Sakwiti. Sakwiti is a whirlwind. It's Chingchan, yabo. It's a whirlwind. So he was given the name Sakwiti. That was Harry Smith's name. That's how we referred to him. There was another missionary called Johan van de Kemp. Johan van de Kemp was a missionary in the early 1800s. He was given the name Unyengane, which means the one who appeared abruptly. Unyengane. Shepstone, the one by whom Port Shepstone is named after. His name was Usomtseu. You see? Usomtseu, Shepstone, we called it Usomtseu. And then John Donne, he was known as Jantoni. And there are many others, like Reverend James Reed. His name was Ngongolo. We gave him the name Ngongolo. But not just him only, many others as well. I know one of the fighters from the from the colored people who were taken from Gqeberha. Taken from Gqeberha to Waterkloof. One of the colored people there was called Henry Paul. Henry Paul, but we gave him the name Nqukumesh. We gave him the name Nqukumesh. So yeah, that's a thing, man. Like, it's unfortunate that most people, their first encounter with history is from a colonial point of view. They don't even get to appreciate, nuances like this. And there are many other nuances where European names have become surnames now. For example, in the Eastern Cape, you'll find people with surnames like Makinana. Makinana comes from a colonel called John Mackinnon. Thank you for the gifts. You'll enjoy it here. Thank you so much. John Mackinnon is the one who inspired the surname amongst Xhosa people called Makinana. John Mackinnon. And then there was another one, McKellen. I think he was a private or something like that. But from McKellen came the surname Makeleni. It's very important to understand these nuances. Lumka Beshe, what does Beshe mean? Nobody in my family knows what is it, Beshe or Beshe? Because it's important. We have to use the correct spelling so that I don't give you wrong. I don't give you the wrong meaning. It's amazing that people don't know the meaning of their surnames. Hello, making money. Hello. It's amazing that people don't know the meanings of their surnames. To think that we still speak our languages, but we don't know what our surnames mean. It's just amazing to me. I will look at these surnames. It's Besha, my sister. The H should be there because we need to be able to differentiate between a soft B, as in ubeshe, and an aspirated hard explosive B. Ubeshe. These are two different sounds. Beshe is a bilabial implosive sound. You're actually sucking in the air when you say beshe. But when you say beshe, you're literally, exhaling the air. So it's wrong for Home Affairs to even allow the removal of H. H should not be removed from surnames. Surnames that have H, like Beshe, even my surname, Tukani, it should be written differently. Tukani should have an H. No. Remember now, when it comes to spelling, the family doesn't have a say on that. It's the government who decides what the spelling is. So I know originally what used to happen is that they use two different letters for B. For the soft B, they use a different script. For the hard B, they use the normal B that we know today. There's a book, I got it from UCT. It's actually the apartheid government that was deciding what should be used as spelling. So even our families don't have a say on it. Yeah, born. But I get what they're trying to do. I will find for you what Beshe means. I've never come across that word. I know Mbeche. I don't know Beshe. I know Mbeche. I don't know Beshe. I'm not gonna lie, but I will find it. Kamago Amzo. Now I'm gonna try and go through all the different questions. Ekokolweni, that's a locative name. That is a locative name. And also, guys, that's another thing, we need to understand there were dialects. There were literally dialects. So someone who's from Emampondweni probably will have a different meaning of the same word from someone, who's from Kwabomvana back in the day. Ikokolo is a fruit They call it the K apple. They call it the K apple. It's a fruit. So I think Kokolo is a location that had Kokolweni is a location that had this fruit. Hey, these dogs are making noise here. So the word Kokolweni is literally at the place of the K apple. The K apple is fruit. The meaning of the word ntoi. What language is that? Firstly, because I'm not familiar with the spelling. In my language, we put Y for the Y sound. Ndinguncilashi wasegubhenqa ndincede ngegama lelali eGqaka. Oh, iGqaka. iGqaka is that one I didn't even check it. I don't even have to go and check. iGqaka is literally a trap, something that's used to trap like animals or something like that. Yeah, well, iGqaka is something like that. Like, how am I gonna explain it, Konje? Yeah, we're trying to explain our things in English. Give me a minute, I'll find the English way to put it with you. Yeah, I think the place had that fruit. It's like saying today Emma Orangin, yabo. It's a place with oranges. So Ikokolweni is a place of ikokolo because ikokolo is a native fruit. They call it the K apple. Yabo. They call it the K apple. There are many fruits that are still there in the wild that we don't use. Yes. Amzo is explaining the ikak or ikak. Something that's used to trap inyamakazi. Something that's used to trap inyamakazi. Now, there's another thing called igaga or igagala. It's a massive stone, a big piece of stone. It can be used. That word can be used for it as well. That can be used. So what you want to do, Gengogo, because it's a name of a village, you want to check the characteristics of the village. You want to check the characteristics of a village. For example, I once saw a village in East London, Qonce region, yabo. That village is called Kamdobowa. The village name is Kamdobowa. And I'm like, wow, because I know the word Kamdobowa. Kam means green, Dobowa means a big hole. So Kamdobowa means a big green hole. That's what Kamdobowa means. So I was like, why would they call a village Kamdobowa? But then I looked just behind the village, yabo. Literally just behind the village, they have what is called umwonyo. They have a big hole and it's full of green grass. And the nice thing is that you can also check on Google Maps for these things. Yabon. You can check on Google Maps for these things. Another question, could the surname Myoyo and Moyo be related? No, they are not related. Moyo means heart. It's more related to the word umoya, like umphefumlo. Moyo is more related to the word moya or umphefumlo. Whereas umyoyo, I think it's more related to, because there's a closer word called for hunger or someone who's poor. It's moyoyo, yabo. But also hunger is called iskayoyo. So I think umyoyo is probably related to that word. A poor or lean, distressed, miserable, pitiful person, or someone who has experienced a loss. Like, for example, after a war, the remnants, who are also called amajek, we can say ukuthi ngomyoyo, yabo. Yes, Amzo, yes, or ukuyolisa as well. But moyo, it's literally to what It's related to umoya as an umphefumlo or impilo yakho. So umoya is like it's the heart. It's a heart. That's what it means. It's Chikalanga. It's Chikalanga, the language. And then there's another question. Okay, please tell me what Ntoyi is. Well, I asked for the spelling. Like, what language is it? Because remember, there's many languages. What language is Ntoyi? Incudwana. Incudwana is a little version of someone on a milenze mincinci. It's a dwarf, basically. Ncudwana literally means a dwarf. That's what the word means. Because it comes from the word incudu, which is someone who has a form that is not normal, lower limbs and extremities that are very small. So that's a person with dwarfism is called incudu or incudwana. Yeah, that's what incudu is, or incudwana. So the surname is probably someone who was quite short. That's like someone who has big shoulders. It's called igqarha. You see these people in this picture, you could call them ncudwana because these people are very short. If you look at the person who's next to them, they are very short. Like the man is tall, but he only ends at the shoulders of that guy. So uyincudwana, ungumuntu omfutshane. Ungumuntu omfutshane. Now, that's the thing, guys. We still speak our languages, but somehow we don't know. Like, we have no clue what our last names. We have no clue what our last names mean. It's a sad situation, which means we have to do the work, Tina. But there was another question. Where do you think we are heading as a people? Where are we heading as a people? Firstly, Mnane, I had to firstly accept that there is no us as a people. Yabo. I had to accept that we are not a people. We are just a people by blood, but mentally we are not in the same place. You understand? It's like going to war, and then on your team you've got a bunch of soldiers, but none of them can agree on what you guys are here to do. Yabo. None of the soldiers agree. One soldier is going south, the other one is going west, the other one is going east. So that's the first problem. We don't have an agenda. We literally do not have an agenda. That's why nobody can say this is where we are going as a people. Tina, we have to sit down and decide what it means to be a people for us. We literally have to take the decision by ourselves and decide what it means for us to be a people. I've always been a proponent of only few people doing the work that needs to be done. The difficult work of emancipating our minds requires few people who will be willing to pull resources together. Hell, we need to literally establish new villages. We need to acquire land, own it as a group, fund it privately, build. The land must be next to a river, build, establish our own calendar system, establish our own education. You see what those people in Orania are doing. That's what we need to do, Tina. If you're going to exist within a group by force, that does not even... Like, we are literally unaliving each other, which tells you already we are not in the same mission. So, Tina, those of us who actually agree, this is what we are about. We have to establish networks amongst each other. We literally have to start establishing networks, even if you are not in the same place for now. But what we can do is, in KZN, we have a cell. We have cells in KZN. Like, in any place you are, you've got like-minded people that you can constantly be in contact with. And those groups in KZN organize among themselves. We start trading amongst each other. People in Mpumalanga do the same thing. There's a committee in Mpumalanga that is in charge of making sure that everything is planned, etc., etc. People in Limpopo do the same thing. People in Northwest do the same thing. So in all these provinces, we've got groups that are ensuring that there's structure and order in those provinces. But not just that. What I want to happen is there to be actual trade within ourselves. We need to trade, but we need to trade outside of the system. Guys, we need to trade outside of the system. So, ukuthi umuntu onomhlaba makalime emhlabeni wakhe. I want avocados from Limpopo. I want avocados from Mpumalanga. Yabo. But you can't sell me avocados at the price that Woolworths sells me avocados. And that's how we beat the system. We actually don't play by their rules altogether. We trade amongst each other. We decide what's needed. We decide what's important for us. We trade amongst each other. Within our own people, we establish committees that are going to look at education. Committees that are going to look at it. And education is not just history. But history is central because it literally balances all the imbalances of the past. So with history then, we take back what is ours, but we use it to advance. We use it to advance. We must be self-determining or determining. We need to have our own security systems, have our own security companies, have our own weapons manufacturers, have our own seeds, have our own everything, our own clothing. That's the only way, my people. I was watching a video like a few days ago of this other nice estate in Joburg. It's actually not an estate. It's a group of estates within a bigger gated community. So it's a massive gated estate with groups of gated estates inside. So it's not just one, it's multiple inside. And guess what? It's privately funded. So it's a privately funded thing. This is what you want. You can't be dependent on the mayor for anything. You literally cannot be dependent on your premier for anything or the government for anything. If you're going to depend on the government, you're screwed. I'm just going to say it like it is. You are absolutely screwed. You are absolutely finished. There's no hope for you. Yeah, boy. So what we want, Tina, is complete detachment from the government. The government is not our government, guys. This country is not... Like, the political structure has nothing to do with us. This is exactly why 30 years down the line, our people are worse off than all other groups. Yeah, boy. So for me, if we say, where are we heading as a people, we have to decide what it means to be a people in the first place. Is it language? Just because we speak the same language, we are the same people? At the surface, yes, but you're the same guy who's trying to take my Hilux. You're the same guy who's trying to take my Fortuner. You're the same guy who's trying to hijack, my car. You're trying to grape my children. So how can you say you are my people, but you're harming me? I'm sorry, but someone who's trying to take from me is not my people. I don't care, even if we are the same clan, Baba, even if we have the same blood, even if we come from the same household. My people are those who have my interests. We agree on what guides us, principles and values, and we look out for each other. That's what it means to be a people. You can't be a people on the shallow basis that we have the same language and we have the same ancestor some 5,000 years ago. I'm sorry, but it's not going to work for me. Because when you're going there in my house to take my property, when you're going there to rob my property, when you're there voting for the same people who disenfranchise me, you're not thinking, oh no, what about the people that I share an ancestor with from 5,000 years back? You're not thinking about those things. So I can't then take you as my people. We can be people at a shallow level, but sharing of resources, pulling together of resources, it needs people who have decided to work with each other and for each other. So you just have to detach from the system. I promise you. Otherwise, if you don't detach from the system, you will always be a victim. So Tina, we have to, I cannot reiterate this enough. We need to use the land. The land. I want avocados, man. I want mushrooms. I want tomatoes. We know KZN, Eastern Cape, the best beef, because those are grasslands. You understand that? You guys, you make your biltong, You guys, you make leather stuff. You guys, you make skins. You guys, you send over to Limpopo. Limpopo, bring us those fruits and vegetables, man. Bring us those herbs. Mpumalanga, I've tasted your avocados. I need them. I need those avocados. I need that moringa, man. You understand? From another province, another product comes. From another province, another product comes. That's the only way abantu abansundu will even have a chance to actually access and tap into economy that is run by them. Because even if we can say, as is that are owned by abantu abansundu, taxis and all that, they don't really own them. Not really, because there's another Jewish company behind the scenes, SA Tax, that's funding the whole thing. Yabo? They still have to pay installment after installment after installment. What I want is for our people to be able to sell and buy from one another without what is this thing that they do now? Adding onto the price for absolutely no reason. For absolutely no reason, man. Yabo. You know, these days, a basic food basket is literally 1,200. A basic food basket is literally 1,200. And I'm not talking about groceries. It's a food basket. A food basket. CRP as a people. That is the question. When I have to buy a basket of food, eggs, maize meal, milk, cooking oil, blah, 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 for 1,200. An actual monthly grocery now is anything between 4,000 to 7,000 for proper stuff for the whole month. For the whole month, hey, it gets even worse when you work from home. Like, you have to have everything. So all I'm saying is that, like, the value of money, the value of the rand is actually dwindling. It's halving every 7 years. It's halving every 7 years. So what you want to do is to be in control of the purchasing power by eliminating all the red tape, all the manipulation that they do, adding tax, adding VAT, adding this, adding that. You end up buying 4 avocados for like 80 rand. 80 rand. 4 avocados for 80 rand. Come on, guys. This cannot be it. But yeah, agriculture has to be central. We are agriculturalists at heart. We are agriculturalists. That's how we've survived for so long. If our people think then doing agriculture, I know it's not possible, then we are finished. We are finished. We're not going to exist in a few years' time, Tina. This is our fazizifo. This is agriculturalists. We are pastoralists and agriculturalists. Yabo. And I agree. Sciences, technology, engineering, programming, all those things need to be part of, because we're advancing now, you need tools. You need tools now, intelligent tools, Internet of Things. You need AI, Baba. But AI must be biased towards us, not the way it is now. Right now, everything is biased against us. So we want to be able to be the ones to make the things. Do you see what's happening between Israel and Iran? You see what's happening? The missiles are coming. Then there's a defense system. It has to chase the other missiles. The other missile is running from another missile. No man is touching anything. No man is fighting another man. It's technology. And technology is literally biased against us because we're not involved in the creation process. But to be involved in the creation process, you must own yourself. To own yourself, you need to detach from the ANC government or EDA government or any other government for that matter. The only government you can work with is a government that has a proven track record to actually try and help. In this case, it doesn't exist. For the past 400 years in this country, there's no government that has a proven track record to be trying to help us. And I don't think there's going to be any. If 400 years is not enough for our people to wake up, then there's nothing that we can do. We choose those of us who care, even if it's the 3%, even if it's the 2%, even if it's the 1%. We concentrate power, we concentrate resources in that group. Who knows? We might be powerful enough to take back everything someday, generations from now. Benze njalo amabhulu bona. Bathi hayi thina siyi-brother bond. But I think brother body so focus everything on us. They have pastors, they've got sangomas, they've got doctors, they've got engineers, they've got philosophers, they've got everything. We come here because we've Melana with one thing, our people first. And how do we do that? We build insurance businesses. We build banks. We build the in between, the infrastructure. You understand? We don't just build the end product. No, we get involved in the beginning stage, in the middle, and at the end. So we sell to the customer, but we also involved in the value chain. That's the thing. When you build these systems, you need to be involved in every part of the value chain, from production to sales. So abantu bakuthi ke, that's what we need to do. Tina, all we do, siyatya qha, siyanxila. It's alcohol, it's food, it's clothes. It's alcohol, it's food, it's clothes. Making babies, but not even taking care of those babies. Siyatya, siyanxila, sitya utywala every day, every weekend. That's what we do. That's what we are good for. Okwangoku. Until Tina we decide, ukuthi, guys, let's do something differently. Let us do something differently. So kuzawudependa kuthi ke what we do thina. Kuzawudependa kuthi what we do. But I think it's gonna be quite imperative very soon if we want to have any kind of future. Any kind of future. I promise you. I promise you. Someone had asked me earlier about the surname Ntanzi. Ntanzi. Hey, the surname Ntanzi, before I continue, the surname Ntanzi, hey, one thing I know is that it's like it has to do with time, like a time before. Yabo, like Nganji, like before, in the beginning. So we have Namhlanje, we have Izolo, and then we have the day before yesterday, and then the day before yesterday, 2 days before yesterday. That day is called Kutanzi. I think Intanzi is a time before this time that we are in. The time that's kunqanqi, yabo, or nqanji. It's like ekuqaleni. That's what the name Tanzi mean. Kusekuqalekeni kwento, at the very beginning. Yabo. I think that's the best direction I can give you with the surname Tanzi. Yabo. City 2 days before yesterday said Kutanzi. Uyabona, Kutanzi. And I'm saying this is not an isiXhosa word. It comes from those languages that came from KZN. Yeah, my people. We have to take charge of our way of doing. And imagine we say we want to establish a community of like-minded people. Who's gonna build those houses? Who has proven plumbing skills? Who has proven plumbing skills? Yes, Tanzi is definitely related words. So we need to have skills, like actual skills. Artisans, isakhono, more than anything. Isakhono is the essence of ukuzimela, because isakhono, it literally kukhona is to be able to do something. Amzo, I'm gonna give you a chance to speak, my brother. I think when we are back, maybe you are out for now. I think we are out for now. Indiki.
Phone lena iyazicofa ubona nje kunini ndizama ucofa apha. Molweni badoda.
Hello bhuti, siyabulisa nathi.
Hey, naba kwi-comments molweni. Hey, kunini ndicofa bile phone iyazicofa. Yini baba? No, mna benza uxila kule ndawo enajani yam le. Lo sisi lo uye wabuza lo mbuzo okanye lo mfethu.
Yeah.
And then when I was explainer, mna xa sendicinga ukuthi bani i-blueprint sinayo i-material, sinayo i-potential, umzekelo umhlaba, zonke ezi zinto sinazo wena ukuthi man, ingxaki is just the execution, yabo. At the same time bakhona abantu abazawungena ngelithi into yoba nabo bakule nto, kanti bona bazele into yoba bazoyichitha, yabo. So otherwise yonke into ikhona, it's just a matter of execution. yabo, andiqondi uba ikho nto esiyidinga. Zonke ezi zinto uzibalayo sinazo hotman zonke. It's just a matter of execution, method, yabo, ne-theoretical framework. Otherwise yonke into sinayo. Qha ke funeka uyazi in the fight and struggle yozama unceda umuntu omnyama, your worst adversary will be umuntu omnyama. Maniphele apho kwangoku.
Hey, my brother, you can say that again. You can. That's why I had to emphasize that. I'm not this whole thing of saying these are my people on the basis that we share the same language and the same lineage. I'm sorry, but you have to prove that you are my people. You actually have to prove that you are my people. Even back in the day, if you go against the national agenda of Isizwe or Pumaguso, you get exiled. Yadingiswa. Uyadingiswa. That how it used to be back in the day. There was an actual there were actual consequences. If you are against the agenda of the people, you say, these are my people, we are dingiswa. And till now, it seems now, no matter how wrong our people are, we can't call them out because these are our people. No, Abba, you can't be my people if you are against me. You are not my people. You are an enemy. You are a devil. Satan. My people do things that benefit me. And I'm not saying that my people are perfect, but my people need to toe the line. You can't harm me over and over and over again and still expect me to say, oh, these are my people. Akuhambi njalo, guys. So we also have to be strict, Nat. Sizithande, because ingadi we have not found that love back. That's why people must read about who we are. Learn about who we are. Learn about who we are. Read about who we are. Yabo. Please go find out how did our people think before they were colonized. Trust me, you will be proud of how our people used to think before they were colonized. Our people were very strong-minded. I've read interviews by Abelungu interviewing our people in the early days of colonialism. And I can promise our people did not play, man. Our people do not play. So, yeah, back to that surname Tanzi. Tanzi. Kutanzi is the day and early time. But also, Itanzi or Amatanzi is a word that means like a reasonable amount of something, Yabon. A reasonable amount of something or a reasonable quantity of something. It's quantity as well. You can check, there's a dictionary, a Zulu dictionary by Doke, Doke, and Vilagaz. Check that dictionary. It's got some really good explanations about these things. It's got some really, really, really good explanations. Someone was asking me, what is energy? Maybe let's first understand what energy is. You know, because sometimes, sometimes we get stuck in words, but I think meaning is even more important than the word. Ndanzi is not related to mate anzima. Mate anzima is two words. Mate anzima, heavy spittle. Amate anzima, it's not the same thing. Energy, my brother, who had asked what energy is in our languages, I think that's a good question. It's the ability to do anything, to do work, you know. It's the ability to do work. That's really what it is. I mean, even scientifically, it's defined. Energy is the ability to do work. Oh, ndiki. Ndiki is a thunder, a vibration. Oze kuve kuthiwa into iyadikizela or madikizela. The saying amasi abekwe elangeni. Amasi abekwa elangeni. Remember, amasi come from ubisi. Ubisi, for it to become curdled quickly and thick, it needs to be exposed to heat energy. Heat energy comes from the sun, naturally. Thermal energy comes from the sun. So you expose amasi. Amasi you put inside a skin sack called imvaba, or inside a gourd or calabash called iselwa. You take that amasi, you lock it, you close it in so that there's no bacteria that enters. and then it starts the whole process. You expose it to heat. Therefore, ubisi becomes amasi by putting ubisi elangeni so that it becomes warm. So when it says amasi abekwe elangeni, it means everything is available. It's here. You understand that? Now everything is in your hands because amasi, when they are there in the sun, they are on the out. They are like no one. They're just put there in the open. They're literally just put there in the open. Yeah. So we need to exchange produces in the provinces. I still encourage that more than anything. The first step to do is to actually buy from each other. We need to buy from each other. I need people to be able to say, guys, I'm making this video because I've got 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 trees of avocado here at home. I've got 7 trees of peaches. I'm going to sell them at 30% the price at Woolies because it doesn't make sense. And see if people are not going to buy. Yeah, Ndanzi is definitely, the first definition of Ndanzi is related to Utangi first. Yeah, my people. Yeah. I wanted to talk about something again, I wanted to talk about something here that's been on my mind. This is another thing where we don't seem to have control over what we buy. We don't seem to be the people who are selling anymore. This is a trading place, a shop, basically, what we would call a spaza shop today. We've lost control of this industry. So today I wanted to maybe touch on that. But before I touch on that, I'm going to go back to the definition of energy. Energy is the ability to do work, the power and ability to do work. So energy is amandla. That's a good translation. But it's not just amandla in the sense of strength, but amandla okwenza. You see? Amandla okwenza. Very, very, very important to understand. Amandla okwenza. Therefore, ikhono. When Maposa said akona hali, it's not possible. Kuyakhonakala when there's energy. So energy is the ability to do, is the power to do. So even in our languages, we could just, we could use different words, but in essence, that's what it is. Kamandla kwenza, likhono, yes. Now, when we talk about shops, the good thing is that today you can have a shop, a physical shop, and still most of your sales could still come from online because you're not confined to your physical location. It's very important that we come back and own these things. It is very important that we own these things, these shops, because those trees of avocado that you're going to have, you're going to be selling to people that are in other provinces. But there are people in your province as well who will want them. You see, those, for example, beads nowadays, cultural clothing, in some provinces is even sold by, people who are not even part of that culture. Cultural clothing is being sold by people who are not even from those cultures. Pakistanis are selling cultural clothing. They are selling ready-made beads. Do you understand what that actually connotates? That means abantu bakuthi have lost their sense of industry. Our people have lost their sense of industry. They expect to be given a paycheck every month end, and that's not a problem. You can still run a business and receive a paycheck every month end. But how can cultural, items, symbolic items, how can they be sold to you by someone else? And iqale ngabelungu lento. Iqale ngabelungu. Yes, the fake beads, the fake zitwaba. Hey, I hate those. They look so poor quality, and people will be wearing those things to the wedding. I'm like, what kind of nonsense is this? We've always had a spirit of industry, guys. These are golden beads from underground. These are proper beads, golden beads from underground. They were dug out in Mapungu. And these are for one woman only. Look at this. One woman only was wearing these things. We were a people of industry. We were a people of industry. We are a people of industry. We didn't go and ask other people to teach us how to make fire. We made fire for ourselves. We didn't go around bothering other people to give us things. We did things for ourselves. Look at these boys. These Swati boys are making fire here. These Swati boys are making fire because they are industrial by nature. They didn't expect someone else from Pakistan or India or any other place to teach them how to make fire. You get lost in the bush, you will perish in the bush because you don't even know how to make fire for yourself. You need someone else to sell you a fire matchbox. A fire matchbox. Man, we have a long culture of industry, and I think this is very important. I need our people to internalize this. Now, Lupatla, we were the ones building these things. We didn't expect someone else to do for us. And I don't understand. I don't understand how our people seem to have forgotten that. Look at this man. Look at this man. They are doing iron smithing. These are blacksmiths, Baba. This fire that you see is called Isidlangalala. This fire. They are working with iron. They are making weapons, this man. And they don't seem sad and hungry to me. They seem quite well-fed and self-sufficient. I see there some tools there, a pickaxe there, an indigenous self-made pickaxe. Guys, we need to stop being dumb. They come and tell us, oh no, your ways of doing things are primitive and backwards. No, man. And then they come and do the exact same thing we've been doing, but then it's good when they're the ones doing it. Do you guys understand how much they are drooling over the taxi industry? Do you understand how much they are drooling over the spaza shop industry? Bazifunela kubo ispaza shop, bayifunela kubo i-taxi business. If you're from Cape Town, you would know there's an entire agenda to take over a taxi industry. And they're doing anything in their power to penetrate townships now with their bus systems that are not effective at all. Poor, cheap, poor quality stuff. I was saying earlier this year that we actually have to start now buying things that we need, like machinery that we need. If you know that you need machinery to do these tractors and all that, go to the source now. Don't buy from South African shops. Look at where the South African shop bought this thing. Motorbikes, go to the source. If it's in China, save up money, go to China, kill the middleman. Remove the middleman, because this is how they're making money off of you. They are not building anything. They just take things from one country, bring it here and charge you 3 times the price. We have to own. If you don't own, if you can't own, if it's not yet, feasible, let's say you can't just build a tractor or a High-Star or whatever from scratch, go to the source. If the source is China, I say again and again, put money together, buy tickets. 2 people go to China, go and view the various products there. China has the ability to deliver anywhere in the world. You don't have to go to some place in Joburg and buy some triple priced thing. Badlala ngathi man. Badlala ngathi bayayifuna i-taxi industry, bayasifuna i-spaza shop industry. Basilambele. Bayazifuna strong, and they are coming for them. When I say bayazifuna, I mean the government and private industry, both public and private. Private sector and government, bayasebenzisana, same thing, those ones. It's the same thing. I think Pick n Pay has been trying to penetrate the township market. ShopRite is literally the best performing in that entire ShopRite Checkers group. Shoprite is massive. It's bigger than all you know what they do? You know what they do? They open up these shops that sell food. But in reality, a lot of these shops, they just sell products on consignment. They get these products without actually paying for them. Without actually paying for them from the suppliers. They sell the products, they get the cash immediately. Maybe they have a consignment deal where they will sell they'll pay for the thing in 3 months' time. So they get the thing now, sell it now, but they'll only pay it in 3 months' time when they get another source, another stock. They take the money, invest in financial instruments. I've seen financial statements of ShopRite and Pick n Pay. The bulk of their profits don't come from sales. The bulk of their profit in the financial statements, statement of financial income, statement of financial position, and statement of comprehensive income. The bulk of their profits come from financial investments and other financial instruments. Do you understand? They go and trade in forex and in the trade equity and all that with the cash, because they get liquid cash. They sell the stuff to us, they get liquid cash, then they go and actually buy the real wealth. And that's how they grow so crazy. They only pay for some of the stuff in months because they've got deals. I get it, these are massive businesses. Boxer, Pick n Pay. And a lot of these things are owned by the same people. Just go and check, ne? Just go and check who owns Spur, who owns Wimpy, who owns Rocco Mamas. Hey, it's a group of them, but it's owned by the same group of people. And they're Jews, by the way. So, Tina, the first thing we need to do is to actually take the stuff from the land and sell amongst each other. Guys, you must sell spices to each other. We need to sell spices to each other. We need to sell soursop leaves to each other, moringa powder to each other, dates to each other, oranges, avocado, tomatoes. These are things that are feasible. They are very feasible. Peanuts, mangoes, yeah. And I keep on mentioning avocados because I see the direction they're going. The way the price is increasing. Shea butter. You see, in Nigeria and Ghana, they've made an entire industry with shea butter. But still, they don't have industrialization. Like, it's not industrialized. And now, American companies are starting to sort of tap into that shea butter business. They will scale it 100 times and they will make billions. Whereas those women in the villages in Ghana and Nigeria are still processing that thing in the same way. So, Tina, let's take from each other. So, this is my advice, ne? And I hope at some point this is going to become something we actually talk about. Where in the respective provinces we are, grow something in the land, build something, do something, man, make skin. We must profit off of our culture, guys. We have to profit from our culture. Those of us with the knowledge, Tina, will work in the knowledge department. We'll curate the work for the different age groups, because I don't expect children to understand the significance of imbeleko or ingqiti or whatever is done, in initiation, though that's for a specific age group. So, Tina, we curate, we drive policy in what makes us as a people. We have the depths of knowledge from the days of Mapungubwe. From even before Mapungubwe, from the days of K2, from the days of Leopard's Kopje, from 700 AD, we get information from those times. We curate that information. We use that information to invoke our creativity and industry in people. Like you see in the image here. The image you see when we talk about refining metals, extracting metals from the earth, from the iron ore, kwisinyiti. This is not something that has to be done by Exaro and African Rainbow Minerals only. This is something that was done by our people. So kumele si identify with the means of production. These are people who have means of production. Look at this painting. They are literally in the process of extraction and refining. And then they will go and add value to that metal or iron or gold or bronze or whatever it is they are using there. They will go and add value, make a weapon out of it, make some other utensil out of it. Then they'll go and trade it with another group for cows, for something else, for dacha, for some produce. They will go great distances. So they owned the entire value chain, our ancestors. The entire value chain. They didn't wait for Anglo Gold, Ashanti. They didn't wait for implants and Lonmin. Hayi thina iwealth yelizwe siyayibukela idlula ngeetrucks. Siva Wikipedia that our country is rich. We don't asibudli ubuncwane bobutyebi belizwe. We don't actually benefit from it. Siva Wikipedia. When you read, it's when you see, oh, we have a rich country. Oh, really? So we have to actually sit down amongst each other. I'm going to open a Discord soon. I'm going to need you guys to be part of that Discord. We're going to actually have to curate something. Separate industries, medical industry, curate the knowledge when it comes to medical industry. Go to the different plants, make sure we have the seeds for those plants. We have the seeds for those plants. Flu medicine, high fever, eczema, skin conditions, hair issues, how to restore, pain, this, that. Come on, guys. Headache, all these different things. We create our entire medical system. And then treatment. There's a live I did. It's there on YouTube, Sandile Tugan. I did a live called Materia Medica. Go and watch that. We have to design our Materia Medica. We don't even have to design it. It's already there. We just have to curate it. We list all the methods medindi of our people, how we heal. Okay, we have sound therapy through sound and vibration, music. What are the songs? How was it done? All right. And then we have inoculation, where we poke holes into the body using the quills of inanda. Okay, we use horns, we use cupping, siyaqubula, siyagcaba, siyachaza, siyaqaphula. All those different purposes, cutting little incisions. And then kunokuphalaza, perjury. Kunokukhatha, ukucima. All these different types of therapies. And then there's different ways to heal. We need to document, curate, and ensure that it's being practiced. Because I promise you, umhlonyane is not going to give you a side effect of kidney stones, like some of the treatments that I know. Yes, midwifery, how to bring life into this world. Midwifery, how to even take care of the woman in the pregnancy period. How to take care of a woman in the period of pregnancy. How did we deal with infertility? Siyamisela thina. Siyamisela babi umuntu akwazi uzala simmisele kuvela umntwana. After simmisela umntwana kumele aqhubekeke. The child must still drink umoya, the cleansing of the child. We didn't have vaccines. And these are the things we have to. That's an entire medical industry. Thousands of years need to be now restored and practiced again. In Mahikeng, the biggest seller of herbs is Matrampane, a white guy. Uyabona? They say, oh no, guys, don't use the herbs. It's demonic, eh? The herbs are demonic, guys. And then they go and grab all those herbs and use them, bon. They grab all those herbs and use them. No, guys, don't walk barefoot. It's primitive. And then they go and do it. And then they charge you 2,000 Rand to walk barefoot. They call it grounding. Oh, no, you guys, you stay in mud houses. Oh, no, you little monkeys. And then now, recently, there's documentaries now saying that, there's a discovery. Mud will literally revolutionize the entire construction industry. Guys, guys. Tina busy. We are literally fighting to stay in prisons called apartment blocks. Literally 3,000 people in a few square meters. In a few square meters, if there's load shedding, everyone is screwed. Hi. City freedom, I say middle class. I know we are middle class guys. These are the people who built our industry. These are the people who built our industry. This picture is symbolic, man. She carries the world in her head. Today, oh no, I'm employed. I've signed the contract, guys. You see, this was our industry. We owned the means of production. With this cow, we knew Guti, there's guaranteed dairy. There's guaranteed dairy, cheese, amasi. Very good food, actually, amas. Very good food. We know there's leather that's coming. There's meat for winter. We knew with this cow, if it's a bull, there's sustenance for future, generations. We knew with this same cow that it's going to work in the farm. It's going to pull the sledge and the hose and all that. So it will help in the hoeing of the field. Just one asset. It was an income generating asset. Cows do not depreciate. I repeat, cows do not depreciate. I repeat, cows never depreciated. Our ancestors understood income producing assets. That's why even the clothing they wore, it's stuff you could wear forever. Okay, not forever, but for a lifetime. The skins they wear, oh, Baba, you wear those things for a lifetime. Or you change them once or twice in your entire life, depending, maybe you've changed in size. They didn't go every month buying stuff at Giorgio Armani, who doesn't even like Abantu Abansundu. They didn't go around buying stuff at Fabiani because there's some fake Italian flag there. They were not obsessed with La Costa and Gucci. Louis Vuitton, Yves Saint Laurent. Hey, Yves Saint Laurent akakufuna ukubona. Ubona imfene xa ibona wena. You are busy buying. Oh no, it's Yves Saint Laurent. It's La Coste. Oh, yini mntu onsundu. Yini. Nothing wrong, by the way, with all these things I just mentioned. We just have to get our priorities straight. I'm also included in this. I'm also included. CP is not Balenciaga, baba. It's Balenciaga. Oh, I can go where we're busy every weekend. Don Julio. It's Dom Perignon. It's Dom Perignon. You think yeah, baba. They don't change their perspective on you. Whether you buy 10 Dom Perignons or 3 Dom Perignons or Black Label. Kuyafana nezimfene nonke kubo. Cha, ayixoxisi futhi ayixabanisi. Imfene kubo. Ungathi even people with PhDs or Dr. Pakeng Mamukhethi bephethwe kabi ngabantu abamhlophe. Ucinge wena just because you bought an Azul and a Dom Perignon and a pair of Balenciagas, you think they're gonna treat you any better? Aye, man. This is our industry, Baba. This is our asset, portfolios. The one you see in front of you. Everything that you see in front of you is fully owned, controlled, and built and maintained by Abantu Baguti. Everything that's in that picture. Owned, maintained, controlled by Abantu Baguti. They are in charge. Unfortunately, most people will never even understand this. But I'm trying to relate the feeling. Vicariously, we can get that feeling of owning. At least it's nothing new to us. Yes, self-determination, self-sustenance. Don't have to go begging for a 350. Hey, bafika baqala bathi sifuna impondo zendlovu, amabamba endlovu, imixhaka. Bathi, oh, let's go hunting, guys. Giligidi. We own Kruger National Park now. You guys move. Giligidi. We own Ado Elephant Park now. Iban. All of a sudden now we don't have access to elephants. Zethu. To lions. Zethu. Jani. All of a sudden now the trade routes we had, where we used to sell to Portuguese, to Indians, to Arabs over the coast, we don't sell anymore. Kuthengisa bona. Yeah, Johnny. But when in a bottle of brandy in, it's part of your culture now. Our people are busy there drinking. Yeah, utshwala, brandy. Communicate with the ancestors. Yibona. You communicate with the ancestors with something that's given to you by your enemy. Ayini guys, what kind of ancestors are those? What kind of ancestors are these ones who need brandy to be communicated with? Aye, bangadlalwa ngathi. Bangadlalwa ngathi apha, ayikho loo nto. So we have to be able to help ourselves here and see where it went wrong with man. This is where the root of the problem is. When we delegate our life, when we delegate our industry, when we delegate our need to self-maintain, kuvele kunuke after that. Kuvele kunuke. I'm trying to demonstrate. We were able to conquer giraffes. We're able to conquer rhinoceroses without guns. Look at that Sutu man flying there, shame. Oh, yini shame. Mfugeng. But we're able to do it with spears, man. We're able to hunt elephants. The only thing we should be doing in this system is to use it, not to depend on it. Use the system. I agree with Glider. Use their fiat money to be self-sufficient, not to buy their things, because buying is a cycle. Buying is a cycle. We'll get stuck if we keep on buying from these people. I'll keep it short today, my people. I'm going to drop off now. Tomorrow I have an event that's been booked. I'll be online. We're going to go quite deep. Please come ready. I need you guys to like and share that live and bring the gifts. Thank you, guys. I'm dropping off now. We'll continue this conversation.